Coming to you live from the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California, and all across the world, psychic, medium, and energetic healer Sheena Metal brings you Messages from Spirit.
Hi, welcome to Messages from Spirit, only on PARAPOD TV. I'm Sheena Metal, and I'm a psychic medium and an energetic healer. And we're here every Wednesday at 2 o'clock Pacific time, live on PARAPOD TV. And then, of course, we archive forever because we love that story, right? If you are just tuning in for the first time, here's what we do here on Messages from Spirit. I'm a real psychic medium, and every week I talk to a bunch of fantastic real people just like all of you that are listening right now. Real people. They ask real questions, and I ask those to Spirit. We work to get real answers so that we have kind of a real conversation and get them some real healing and some real closure. That's what it's about every week. It's about everything being real and everything being about helping and healing, which is what I'm all about. If you want to be a guest on the show, boy, I'd love to have you. Send me a text message. It's 818-437-0886. And if you're out of the country, you can text me on WhatsApp, 1-818-437-0886. Would love it. And please check out my website and get to know me better. 818 Oh, sorry, that's my phone number, 437-0886. SheenaMetalSpiritual.com is my website. And of course, I'm on social media everywhere at Sheena Metal. Here's what we're talking about a little bit today. I like to talk about a little something at the beginning of every show. It's good to be proactive. And it's good to be assertive. And it's good to take pride in what you do. And it's even good to be a perfectionist sometimes. But there comes a point where you become so over micromanaging of everything. You're trying to control every little thing, and you ruin what's beautiful. So here's, for instance, so I have a crop of people on this show every week. And here's basically what I do. I send them something. I tell them how they're going to come on, the link to come on, how to introduce themselves, how long they'll be on, and that's it. As far as what they're going to ask me or how it's going to go, I don't give anybody any instructions. And I'll tell you why. It's because if I did, I would change the course of what was naturally and beautifully supposed to happen. And there are shows that you do where somebody texts you and literally says, okay, you're going to say this, and we want you to ask the question like this, and then you have to say this as and the whole thing is planned out. But then where is the spontaneity? And the spontaneity is so beautiful because that's what Spirit brings in and surprises us with. And there's so many things on the earth that are not surprising. It's so nice to be surprised a little bit by something. I think that is a very important thing. Another thing is that, there's that Japanese expression, and I'm probably going to get it wrong, about, so for Japanese folks, if they break a pot, instead of throw it out or use the crazy glue and hide it, they fill it with gold so you can see the cracks. Because the idea is that the cracks make it beautiful, because the cracks show the life that it's lived. And sometimes the cracks are beautiful. If something isn't perfect, or if something is a little messed up, if somebody comes in here and asks me a question and their camera doesn't look perfect, or their audio's not perfect, or they're surprised themselves and start to cry, that's what makes it beautiful. That's the beauty in it all. If you plan too much, if you overthink too much, if you work to over perfect something, you take the spontaneity out of it. In a way, you take the life out of it, and it becomes extremely sterile. It's sort of like there's a thing with I grew up and my music partner's a guitar player, and he's so brilliant. He always talks about the difference in playing from your head and playing from your gut, right? If you're playing from your head, you're thinking of the notes, you're seeing the sheet music, you're making sure you copy what you've seen. If you play from your gut, you look at it, you remember it, you do it, and you're channeling more from spirit. And everything I do in my life, whether it's my life, my art, my emotions, my spirituality, my work as a spiritual practitioner, everything I do is a channeling process. I channel all of it from spirit. I try to get into my solar plexus chakra and out of my crown chakra as much as I possibly can. If you overthink things, then you are thinking it. You're trying to think through your emotions. You're trying to think through your spirituality. And what's happening is you're thinking something that should be feeling. And you're trying to intellectualize your heart and your gut and your soul, which are all their own beautifully functioning living entities that have nothing to do with thinking. So think about that. See, I just said don't think, and then I said think. See how I am? Think about that and about living your life and allowing the surprises and the last minute changes and the imperfections and the non-absolutes to happen, and not just to be tolerant or accepting of them, but actually to embrace them as part of what makes the entire process beautiful. Does that make sense? That is my wish for you, that you relax into it and learn to embrace it. It's like when I was a kid and we'd go sledding in the snow. I grew up on the East Coast of the United States, and you didn't know how it was going to, man, you just sat down in that tin aluminum dish and you just prayed you're going to make it to the bottom. You had no idea if it's like surfing, right? I live in a surf town. I live in the surf capital of the world. It's a wave comes and you don't know. Is this going to be a dud? Is it going to be a great wave? Am I going to ride it for a second? Am I going to ride it for a minute? Is it going to take me all the way to the shore? Is it going to flip me around? I'm going to get snapped to the forehead by the board. You don't know. You just know it's coming and you're going to try. And that's really what life is about. Life is about you get in the canoe, you pull the oars in, you say, Spirit, be the current and take me where I'm supposed to go. And you just hold on for the ride. Otherwise, you miss the good stuff, and you don't want to miss the good stuff. And with that, let's do a message from Spirit. Again, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, 818-437-0886. This is Messages from Spirit. I'm Sheena Metal, and you are watching PARAPOD TV. Hi.
Hi, I'm Shirley. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Shirley. Nice to meet you, too. Where are you coming in from, hon?
I'm from Orange County, California.
Beautiful. Where in the OC are you?
Santa Ana.
Okay. I grew up at Huntington Beach. That's where I am right now. We're very close at this moment.
Oh, that's good.
What's your question, sweetie?
I was just wondering if I was in the right path, like career-wise. I have like a dream job that like right now it just seems like impossible to get at. I'm like going to school, like I'm trying like other school programs, and then it just seems like impossible to get to that goal right now. So I'm like, as you said, like I am making a lot of mistakes, but like I want to know I'm making the good decision to get to my career goals right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely on the right path. Why do you think? I just think it's a lot. It's a big thing, right? A dream job is usually a big thing. It's usually not an easy thing. And I think that you are just feeling sometimes overwhelmed at all the steps you have to take to get there. But that doesn't mean you're not getting there. And I think you have to remember that, right? It doesn't mean you're not on your way. It just means it's taking a little bit longer. Why do you feel like it might not be something you can achieve? Because I'm not seeing that at all. I'm seeing you got this.
That's good. I keep changing like for school, I keep changing the major, or I keep changing schools a lot. Like I change schools a lot. I don't know. Like I feel like I keep making like wrong decisions. Also, like right now, like if I have like just like a regular job, and I'm thinking, okay, if I change career jobs right now, I can get more money for this job, and then I end up not getting more money for that job, and I just keep like distracting myself basically. And I don't know, I just want to get like point A already.
I know. And you're going to be there. You just kind of have to breathe through it. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
It's going to totally be okay. Just do this for me, sweetheart. Try to focus on one thing at a time. Like, what's the next step? How do I get to the next thing? And not worry about this giant thing that's looming off here, unobtainable, that it seems like forever until you get there. Just try working steps, you know?
Okay.
My next step is I've got to get to this place, and then just work to get to there. And then I've got to get to this place and work to get to there. Because I think the problem is you just keep seeing this big ball of what you want at the end hanging over you and this long stairway going up to it. And it just seems like so out of reach.
Yeah, it's because I have an interview next month. And then I also want to start taking more classes next month. And I don't know if it's gonna like, you know, just overwhelm me and I won't be able to get anything done. Like,
no, I think you've got this. You're going to work through it, and think about it like I'm working through it. I'm working through it. Think of it like you're at the grocery store with a list of a lot of stuff you got to get,
yeah.
And you're going down aisle by aisle, just getting the stuff.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay. Because sometimes when I walk in the grocery store, I'm like, oh, good Lord, I got to get a lot. And there's a lot of people in here and I get overwhelmed. But if I just think about, okay, we're going to do the meat aisle, then we're going to do the fruit aisle. And, you know, and think to yourself, look, if I realize I've reached a capacity and I can't move any farther, I've done too much, then, you know, this is all that I can handle. And this is the pace I can go at. And that's okay too.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Take care, sweetheart.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, that's the thing. It's so easy for us to get overwhelmed. And we just can't get overwhelmed. So everything's going to be okay. You just got to remember step by step by step by step, right? That's how you do it. Baby steps. And that's how we walk our path. It's how we walk our spiritual path, our life path. It's how we should be building relationships with people. It's all step by step by step. Okay? All right. Yay. All right. I'm happy to do another message from Spirit. That was fun. Hi.
Hi, Miss Sheena. My name is Karen. I'm calling from Pittsburgh. Thank you for the appointment.
Oh, it's my pleasure to have you here, sweetheart. What's your question for me?
Nice to meet you. I won't keep you long. I would like to have a two-part. First of all, I hope it's not in my chart. I've asked Spirit for 18 going on 20 years for love.
Okay.
And it's not there. It hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Kind of taking a toll.
You've never really had that one true love thing, right?
Not the one true one.
Yeah. I mean, you've had a bunch, and some of them, a lot of them weren't great. I don't mean to laugh as I say that, honey.
I understand.
I sign me up. I'm the same way.
I understand.
But yeah, it's just the really, really good one is coming. And when it does, sweetie, this is the good news. When that one comes, that will be the one that takes you out. The rest of your life. That'll be the one you ride out your life with.
That's what I was hoping for. The next one.
It all comes to us. That kind of love comes to us at different times in our lives. And not everybody gets it when they're 20. You know, every people get it at different times. And I know a lot of my clients ask, you know, I see these people and they've been married 40 years and all they wanted was to be in a good marriage. Why did that not happen for me? And that's a little above my pay grade because I don't make the decisions. But all I can tell you is that for our own life lessons and obstacles to overcome and things in this life, everything happens in its own time. And your time is coming. And I'm sorry it didn't come when you were 20, but it will come, sweetheart, and everything's going to be okay.
Well, thank you. And who is this person love bombing me for the last year before I go? What is the truth about this person? That nearly took me out.
It's not a real person. There's no real person in there. It's not somebody who is a person of substance, as my mom used to say, right?
I know. Yes.
Was it
Yeah.
mostly an online thing?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a real person.
Not a real person.
I'm sorry, sweetie. That's so hard, isn't it?
Oh,
That's
I
one of the
know.
hardest things I
It
think I have
was.
to tell any of my clients
It was.
is your person's not real. But there's a
I
lot
know.
of not real people out there.
I understand.
I'm so sorry, sweetheart.
Me too. That was tough.
Yeah. You just got to be careful.
I know.
All right.
Well, yes, ma'am.
All right. Take care,
Thanks,
sweetheart.
Sheena.
It's going to be
All right,
okay.
honey. Bye.
Okay. Yeah. Oh God, all the fake catfishy people, right? It's enough to make a healer cry. There's so many of them, and they're just not. They're just. Oh, and they do such a good job of pretending they're real. It's hard. It's hard. I hope she didn't send that person any money. Sometimes they ask for money, and that makes me so angry. Look, a lot of people have met their person online, and it's been super beautiful. So I'm not saying that can't happen. I'm not saying that's not a thing. But I am saying that we need to be very careful who we get involved with, who we give our hearts to, and check people out before we get too close. My mama used to always say, you don't have to get too close too fast, because I'm like a puppy. I'm like, oh, I like you, boom, and I'm all in with friends, with lovers, everybody. But you got to be careful, and I think the more years I spend on this earth, the more I realize how important it is that we sort of vet people before we get them heavily involved in our emotions. And that's okay. It's all right. It's how it should be. All right. Okay. Love to you, sweetheart. And love will come. Love comes for us all eventually. So, all right, let's do another message from Spirit. Great show so far. I'm having so much fun. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Who are you and where are you coming in from, sweetheart?
My name is Haley and I'm from Harrison Township, Michigan.
Beautiful. And what's your question for me, sweetie?
Well, for most of my life, I've kind of struggled with a sense of direction.
Okay.
And for myself, like when it comes to like a job or a career, and I have this idea in my head and it just never really goes away. Um, it's something I really want to do, but like I haven't really started it yet. I mean, I did a little bit, but not too much. I was just wondering if it's like if I'm meant to actually go after it or not, and if it's going to be something that I'm successful at.
Absolutely. You're a very spiritual person, and you always have been, right? It's almost
Mhm.
like you live sort of more in that world than in this.
I feel it.
And I think that folks that are very empathic, very psychic, very spiritual, and sort of live like my mom used to say, with one foot in the fairy garden. There's something about the linear nature of Earth that it just doesn't click with you. Like the whole
Yeah,
idea of
not at
life
all.
being a straight line is just so
Mm-mm.
foreign to you, right?
It
So
really is.
because of that, I think you feel sometimes like you're wandering and like you're walking in a circle in a world where you're supposed to be walking in a line. We're taught on the earth that everything is about a destination, right? Going here to
Mhm.
here. What is the expression we use? Are you getting somewhere? We always talk about getting somewhere, right?
Yeah.
It's not really what it's about. It's really everything is a circle and everything comes back around. And so first and foremost, first of all, I think your idea is great and I think you should pursue it because it's where your heart really is. And I think it will be wonderful for you. But more importantly than that, even, I don't want you to feel like you're not getting anywhere because
Mhm.
you're evolving, you're growing, you're becoming more enlightened. Those are the things that are really important. The earthbound stuff, sure, it's important, but in the long run, it's not because you could make $10 million and not have any enlightenment. And then you get home and spirit's like, you got to go back and do that one again.
Yeah.
So remember that in your life, sweetheart, you're amassing spiritual growth. And that's a lot of the reason why you're here. And it takes a lot of guts to pursue something that you really want to do, as
Mhm.
opposed to just taking the easiest thing, or what's the job or the path that's right in front of me. And spirit will reward you for how wonderful you are being, and how proud they are of you.
Wow.
So remember that everything's going to be okay. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
And you got this. I'm so happy for you. You totally have this.
I do.
Okay. Why don't you tell everybody what you want to do so everybody knows?
Well, I really want to stream video games because I'm so passionate about like playing them and meeting people like who have like the same interests as me and stuff. And I never related to like the earthly type jobs like you said like before. I just never felt connected to like what other people are connected to, and I feel like games are a way for me to just like jump into my passions, and enjoy
Yes.
my life. And I just
Yes.
really want to be able to stream. I think that's something that would mean like the most to me, because
I love that.
I never
Yes.
really felt like that direction. But like this year specifically, like I feel like I need to go after it. So.
You know what? I think it's exactly what you need to do. And also, it's important because you're going to meet a lot of people that are doing the same thing, and you need more like-minded tribe in your life.
Mhm.
Um, you know? So
Thank
yeah,
you.
I'm proud of you. I think you're doing the right thing. And I'm so happy for you, sweetie, and everything's going to be great. Okay.
Thank you.
Congratulations on pursuing your dreams.
Thank you so much.
Take care, sweetheart.
You too.
Boy, this show's really been about pursuing dreams, whether it's um, love, or we've had one love and we've had two life paths so far. Get out there and pursue your dreams. We're going through in astrology, we're going through a Pluto and Aquarius right now. It's something that happens like every 15 years. And one of the main dynamics that happen within Pluto and Aquarius is really kind of you being all that you can be, finding your place, and then really soaring in that place. And so it's really interesting now that this is the first time it went into Aquarius on the 20th. This is our first show since Pluto went into Aquarius. It's interesting that now so far all of our people have been about finding that place in their destiny, whatever that place is. So it's super exciting. It's awesome. All right, let's do another message from Spirit. I'm excited.
Hi, Sheena.
Hi, how are you, sweetheart?
I'm so good. Thank you for having me. My name is Silvana. I am calling from Whittier, California.
Beautiful. Somebody else close to me, close to home.
Yeah.
What's your question, sweetie? How can I help you?
It's I lost my mom when I was about 9 years old.
So sorry, sweet.
And thank you. And I just have something really big coming up within the next couple weeks. And I just really want to know if she's with me or if she has a message for me. And yeah, that would just be so great and warm to hear from her.
She is absolutely with you. She has really been guiding you since her death.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's never left you. And as it looks now, she never will leave you until it's your time to cross over, or until something happens and she decides you no longer need her. But she wants you to know she's not going anywhere. That's her biggest message for you, is that she's here and she's not going anywhere.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much.
Also, she's very proud of you, and she knows that you're going to handle this thing really well.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you. I'm going to cry.
Are you excited about it?
I am. I'm just really nervous. I'm going to have my first baby, so I'm so nervous.
No,
I just
awesome.
want her with me.
Yeah, definitely. You're having the baby when?
My due date's tomorrow, but he's not budging. So
that's what I saw, that it was that close.
He doesn't want to move. He doesn't want to come. So I'm just kind of letting it happen naturally whenever he's ready.
You know why it is he doesn't want to come because he's worried you're not ready.
Oh my gosh.
You need to relax.
Oh
I'm
God,
not
I don't
trying
know
to
how to
say
do
like
that.
nobody wants to tell a pregnant woman, you gotta relax, honey.
No, no.
I don't mean it like that, but I mean you need to have a powwow with him because he's fully sentient in there.
Yeah.
And tell him, you know what, I know I've been a little nervous about this, and
Yeah.
I know I seem a little weird, but the bottom line is I'm ready when you're ready. So everything's good and let's just do this.
Yeah. I've been such a control freak, like kind of going back to your original message earlier. And I really do need to like let things happen and not take such control over the situation. And I do
Yeah.
want to, I feel terrible just like forcing, it's so much.
I know. And so just let him know, like, I know I've seemed nervous and I know I've seemed even kind of uncertain, but
Yeah.
here's the thing. I'm better. I'm ready. I'm ready when you're ready. It's going to be no stress. You're going to come on out and there's going to be no stress when you get here. We're just going to have fun and everything's going to be okay.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Because I think that's just what he's worried about. I mean, even sometimes when people are trying to get pregnant and they're very stressed about it, that little soul's like, I'm not coming in there. It's scary in there. So he just needs to know that it's going to be just as mellow outside as it is inside, and everything's going to be okay.
Oh, that makes perfect sense, honestly.
Okay. And
Thank
even
you.
when he comes out, because he's a little bit of a nervous soul.
Oh,
When he comes out, just always let him know, like, everything's okay, and isn't this beautiful, and aren't we having fun, and isn't this wonderful? And so he just gets the idea that, oh, okay, it's pretty cool here.
yeah. That's his father is so just chill and relaxed, and I'm the nervous, uptight one. So I'm sure I passed that along.
Yes,
I will
exactly.
remind him of that. Thank you. That's
Just
beautiful.
let him know that it's all chill, it's all good, everybody's happy,
Yeah.
and everything's wonderful, and he can come on out whenever he's ready.
I will do that. Thank
Sounds
you.
good?
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
All right, take care, sweetheart. Everything's
You
going to
as
be
well.
good. We're all going to say some prayers. If you're watching, make sure you say some prayers
Thank you.
for this baby to come out and just be such a happy boy.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. How exciting is that? Yeah, babies are not only intuitive when they're in utero, but even the souls before they pop in are watching to see what kind of life they're going into and thinking about it. So, I mean, imagine if you were a fully present sentient soul and you're about to pop into a place where you become a baby. You at the time you're a fully sentient soul and you've been around for a while and you want to make sure you're going into an okay place. So that's why I always tell women that are trying to get pregnant, you gotta zen yourself out, baby, because this little one's like, not today, Satan. All right, congratulations, sweetheart. How exciting. He'll be here in a couple days. Everything's good. He's coming. All right, let's do another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hi, Sheena. I'm Samantha
Hi,
from
Samantha.
North Carolina, Camp Lejeune.
Oh, beautiful. What's your question for me, sweetie?
So I've been kind of stuck emotionally in where I'm at with my relationship and my husband traveling and being deployed and not being deployed. I'm just wondering what is my best way to get through it, because I don't have hobbies or groups,
Yeah.
Like what is my best way for, like, I guess meditating or just pushing through to get through it?
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I'm really stuck and it's way too much to dig into with a therapist. I just feel like I repeat so much trauma that I don't actually get through the trauma.
Right. Well, certainly the life that he has right now is not, he's going to come home every night for dinner at 5:00.
Yeah, no.
And there's the uncertainty of if you're going to wind up getting transferred someplace. Like there's just a lot. You have to build now the stability, sweetheart, within you.
Okay.
Because
I think that's what I'm having
externally,
an issue with, is trying to figure out me and how to do that, the stability within myself. Like,
right.
this is my son's second year in school. I've always had a kid at home for the last 11 years. And now this is like year 1.5 where I finally have a little bit of free time and I have absolutely no idea what to do.
Right. Okay. Yes. So obviously, externally, you can't make everything be solid right now. So
Yeah.
you have to build it inside of you. And it's actually a wonderful training exercise for life, because oftentimes things are not externally completely secure around us all the time.
Yes. It
It's
never
so
has been for me. Like,
right,
I'm sure
right.
you can see it's completely erratic everywhere.
Yes, yes. So now is the time, sweetie, while you're young, to build this stability inside of yourself.
Okay.
So that you, like, meditating is wonderful. And meditating doesn't have to be a big deal. It can just be quiet time. You can meditate while you listen to music. You can meditate while you watch TV. You can meditate while you do the laundry. You can meditate
Yes.
by just sitting down and having a conversation with God and just talking. Everybody
Okay.
thinks meditation has to be, I'm completely quiet in my mind. Well, I can tell you in all honesty, sweetheart, my mind is never quiet. So
No,
if
mine
I
either.
start
The only
thinking of
time is music.
right, and that's even then I'm singing along in my head. If somebody
Yep.
thought I was just going to sit there and think nothing for 20 minutes, just thinking about that makes me itchy. So I think a
Yeah.
lot of people think meditation has to be one thing, and it doesn't. All meditation is when you're bonding with the universe. But there's
Okay.
many different ways to do that. Being with a pet, watching kids play. I one of my houses is in a complex and it's on the community pool, and I just like to sit there and watch kids play in the pool and laugh. I mean, to me, that is such a zen thing. It quiets my mind, and there's nothing like kids squealing with joy in a pool. It's just so
Yeah.
beautiful. So find things like that. And then also what you said about not really having hobbies, you need to get some. You need to find places
Yeah.
where you find like-minded people and bond with them.
Okay.
Um,
It's just, yeah, where we're at right now, it's been a little rough and it's just added to it.
right.
So,
Well, find
yeah.
people
But thank
online.
you.
Find groups online, sweetie. Find things online. Like, I
Okay.
bet if you typed in to one of the, like, Google, I bet if you typed in, is there a group for people who have trouble meditating? I bet there are a ton of people like, I don't understand it. Now, you know what I mean? Just people to talk to.
Okay.
And it
Yeah.
doesn't have
I
to
do
be
need
right where
that.
you are. I
Yeah.
understand that you feel like a fish out of water where you are. And
Yes.
you
So
feel
bad.
like you don't have a lot in common with the other, like, wives and stuff. And I
Yeah. No, I
totally
don't.
get that. So you just got to, that's what the beautiful thing about, we used to have to suffer, right? But now because of
Yeah.
the internet, you just go find whoever you want that's like-minded. And I think it's just, you're going to be so happy once you start to realize there are other souls out there that are going through all the same things that you are and feel all the same uncertainty. Because I feel a lot of the time, like you feel, sweetheart, like everybody's got their poop in a group but you.
Yes. Always.
And that's so 100% not true, sweetie. Everybody's like, what? Everybody wakes up and is, in some regard, is like, what am I doing? Even I
Yeah.
do.
I
And
get
I've been
that.
on the earth a
Yeah.
lot longer than you, and I'll wake up and think, what am I doing? And that's just the way that our monkey brain taunts us, And then you
Yeah.
have to
It
get
makes
into
sense.
your spiritual self and calm down and say, okay, everything's okay. I'm doing everything. And here's the thing, honey, you're maintaining your life, right? You have a place to live, you have food to eat, you're in a marriage that is not always perfect, but is okay.
Yes.
And
And I'm stable finally is
right,
what is the
your
best.
health is good. So you're maintaining okay. You're just feeling like there's no spikes of excitement. There's
Yeah,
just
there's
nothing
nothing.
going on
It's
there.
just like, it's just me
Yeah,
alone. Like,
you're
that's what I
just
feel.
sailing
Yeah.
along. So you need to find some things that really interest you. And if I were you, I'd sit down, I'd write down 5 things that you're really interested in learning about. Meditation can be one, and it can all be
That I
spiritual
do need
stuff.
to start writing more because that does help. Yes.
Yeah, and then go online and research that stuff, and then find groups of people that are into that stuff, and just let
Okay.
yourself go down some rabbit holes of learning.
That's what I need. Okay.
So when you
Thank
get done with
you.
your daily stuff, you're like, I cannot wait to get to that computer and go see my online friends and talk about crystals. And so,
Yeah.
and then it's going to totally change who you are. Then you just have to realize that right now, your external life is not that exciting, and not allow yourself to get bummed like, man, I love when I'm on my computer, but when I'm in my real life, it sucks. Just understand this is a temporary thing right now.
Yeah, because we only have a year, and then it's kind of up in the air whether we move or not.
Yeah.
So
It won't always be like this. Okay.
okay. All right. Thank you so much.
You're in good shape, sweetie. I'm here when you need me.
All right. Thank you.
You bet. Yeah, it's hard, right? It's not easy figuring out what you want and making your life what you want. So when I chose to move down here to my childhood home where my mother lived, which is about an hour south roughly of the house I moved to when I moved out of this home, I did it during COVID. And I think during COVID, the playing field was kind of leveled, right? Everything was the same during COVID. But then life came back, and I realized I was in this place with, some of my high school friends are here, but with a lot of people that I didn't know. I didn't have a lot of friends down here. And a lot of people down here I don't have as many artistic friends down here as I had in Los Angeles. And I didn't have as many people who matched my spirituality as I had when I lived in the city. And there was a time where I was like lonely. I felt very isolated because I loved the work I was doing. I love everything I do when I turn the camera on here, everything I do when I'm talking to clients. And I love my home and my cat, Mr. Cullen, and everything that's actually going on around me. Like I look around this room that was my mother's office, and I'm sitting at her desk, and there's so much of her here and so much of me here, and it makes me so happy. But I didn't feel at home. And so I had to find ways to make myself feel at home until this place really became my home. And slowly but surely, I started to make some good friends down here. So I didn't have to always drive to LA to see my friends. And my two very best friends have always been down here, and I spend a lot of time with them. So, a little bit at a time, right? A little bit at a time, you make progress. And then slowly but surely, your outside life meets your inside life. And that's the way it's supposed to be for all of us, right? So just keep the faith and you'll get there. If you want to be a guest on the show, send me a text message. It's my private cell. It's not creepy. 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. And yeah, we're good. You're good. It's going to be okay. Let's do another message from Spirit. I would love that. Hi.
Hello, my name is Tamia. I'm from Kansas City, Kansas.
Beautiful. What's your question, sweetie?
My son's father passed away. I just want to know if he has anything that he would like to say to me.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, he feels very bad leaving you alone with your son. Was there a problem when he passed?
Yes, he passed of COVID.
Okay. Yeah. And were you not able to be with him?
I was with him during his last moments, but leading up to that, I was not able to be with him.
Yeah, he doesn't want you to feel bad about that. He wants you to know that he understands and it's okay. He feels like you feel a little sad that you weren't able to be with him while he was sick.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want you to be angry. He knows it's hard.
Yeah.
But he said it's just a thing. It was just his time. And he doesn't ever want you to think he's not there. He says that sometimes you wonder if he's actually there.
Yes.
And he doesn't want you to ever wonder about that. He wants you to always know that he is, and that he's always got an eye out on your son. He feels bad like he left you to raise this being on your own.
Yeah.
And that makes him feel very sad. But he also wants you to know that you're not doing it on your own, because even though you can't see him or touch him, he's 100% there with you.
Okay.
And that's okay. and that he loves you and he wants you to have everything in life you've ever wanted. And he knows it's hard because he's not there.
Yeah.
But he does want you to go on and, have a life. He knows you don't really want to talk about that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to stop because she doesn't really want to talk about that right now. But it's been said, it's been put out there, and he just wants you to ruminate on it.
Okay.
And to know that more than anything, that's what he wants, you know?
Yes.
And he said, take your son to do something he really loved. So he wants your son to get to know who he was and what he loved and the things he enjoyed when he was young,
Okay.
so that he can have an experience of what his father was like.
Okay.
Okay? You're going to be okay, sweetheart. I'm here whenever you need me.
Thank you.
We're all saying some prayers. That's a rough one.
Thank you.
Take care, sweetheart.
You too.
I just watched this wonderful biopic. It was supposed to be about the prime minister run of Boris Johnson, but because so much of his prime ministership involved the rise of COVID in the UK, it was a lot about COVID. And I don't think I've ever seen, I don't think that our country, that the USA has really put a film out yet or a television show that was that much about COVID. I don't think I've ever seen this stark a look at COVID. And it's heartbreaking. I mean, all of us were going through it, right? But we were all hiding in our houses and we were watching TV and trying to figure out what was going on. But I don't think anybody ever took into account how hard it is on people that were left behind, that weren't allowed to be with their people as they were essentially dying. Not there to comfort them, and how hard that was. I mean, especially for older folks, that their families couldn't come see them. I mean, just tragic. So my heart goes out to anyone. My friend's mom just passed from COVID 2 weeks ago. COVID's still a thing. And I think it's important we talk about it. I don't think we talk about it enough. And it's important as people that we talk about things, right? It's so important. So yeah, huge prayers to you, sweetheart. All right, let's do another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hello. My name is Rodell. I'm from Long Beach, California.
Beautiful. You're so close I could reach out and touch you. So many SoCal people today. I'm in Huntington Beach, California. See how close I am?
Yeah.
What's your question for me, sweetie?
I was wondering if you could help me identify my spirit guides.
Sure. So most people have between 2 and 5. You have 3, but 2 are very prominent. 1 kind of hangs back. Is there something in your life that has to do with numbers or math or something digitized? Like, are you like a computer thing? Something.
I do play a lot of games on my computer, yeah. I'm on my phone all the time.
Okay. You have a guide that's very much guiding you in that direction. Are you thinking about getting into something computer oriented for a career?
Right now, for career-wise, I'm looking into to get into like business. But also one of my dreams is to like also like be like a content creator as well.
Okay. The content that you create, there's going to be something very technological around it. I don't know if it's going to be like you're going to be editing things together, or there's going to be backgrounds or animation, or something is going to be involved in it you're going to be using computer skills for. So keep beefing those up and learning more.
My boyfriend is very knowledgeable within that sort of field. So
okay.
Yeah.
So that
hopefully he'll help me there.
Yeah, and you're going to learn a lot from him about that. And that's going to become a very important thing to you. That's what your guide is saying. So he's sort of like a techno wizard guide. Very from an off world, so from another planet, an actual planet, not another dimension that isn't a planet. You know, some other dimensions are just spiritual realms, but nobody actually lives there. This guy actually lived there, so he was embodied on this planet for many lifetimes. And yeah, he's all about using technology, using technology to move yourself forward. So I guess that's what content creating is, right? Because we're getting all our stuff out there on social media. And if nobody's watching our content, then we're just creating it for us. So so he's saying that, yeah, he's here to guide you, and he wants you to start to learn more and more about technology. The content creating is going to be a really big thing with you. And I see even that as you study business, it's just going to help you to work on the business end of the content creating.
Yeah.
Do you know yet what you want to do? It's something artistic, because you also have a guide who's an artist.
I do like to play games, but I'm also, also very into spirituality. I have 4 years of experience as an eclectic pagan witch, so it's been something I've been developing ever since I was young. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really where your third guide is really and it's ancestral. It's a witch-esque. I mean, not every culture do they call them witches, but somebody who did spiritual healing and ritual magic. But this is somebody who at one point way back in your line was actually an ancestor of yours. That's your third guide.
I've always wondered that, because I do come from like a Filipino family, and like all Filipino families, I believe, have some sort of spiritual person along the line.
Right,
and
very
I've always
ancestral.
wondered if I had that.
Yeah, I'm from an Irish family. It's the same thing. We always have an ancestor poking in somewhere. Yeah, and it's interesting. It's the artist guide that's really hanging back. So the artist guide is very much the one that's going to come forward. So look for some artistic things for you too. It's something to do with the content creating.
All right, thank you.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, all right. Everything, you're on a good path, sweetie. Please stay on that path. Stay in touch with me and let me know how it's going. Okay, because I want to hear about it.
Thank you very much. I've been a
Hey.
huge fan for like so long. I was introduced to you by like Mackie and Amanda.
Sure.
So, like I have so much respect for you. So
thank you, sweetheart. Mackie and Amanda are very good friends, and I'm honored to know them. And I appreciate that, sweetie. You got good things coming for you. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much. You too.
Take care, sweetheart. What great people today. What great people. What a great show. I'm so happy. And everybody is great, and everyone's going to be okay. So I love you all so much, and I'm sending you all so much love and healing. If you're interested in being a guest on the show, send me a text message, 818-437-0886. And please check out my website, sheenametalspiritual.com, and find me everywhere on social media. That's Facebook and TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and X, formerly Twitter. I'm just at Sheena Metal everywhere. We're here every Tuesday at 2:00 Pacific time. We stream live on PARAPOD TV, and then it archives there later that day. Thank you to Tony Sweet, the genius behind PARAPOD TV. I love you, my friend. And of course, speaking of love, the love I have for my engineer and producer, Emery, is boundless. You are the wind beneath my wings, my friend, and I could not do a show this beautiful and this professional without you. Till I see you all next week, seek peace, live in love, lead with kindness, embrace unity, always work to raise your vibration, and most importantly, know that you are love and you are loved, and you're so loved by me. I'm Sheena. This is Messages from Spirit, and I'll see you next week right here on PARAPOD TV.
Mm-hmm.